Okay, good morning, class. How's everyone?
Morning, sir.
Good
Morning,
morning, sir.
sir.
Morning
We're
po.
fine po.
Okay, so how's everyone? Are you good? Pretty well? Doing fine or not too good?
Doing great, sir.
Doing great, sir.
Yeah,
But
that's
we're
nice to
kinda
hear.
busy.
Okay, so first and foremost, to feel the positive vibes and good presence of the Lord and environment, kindly offer yourself to the Lord and let's start praying. So, Miss Izzy Longaria, can you lead the prayer?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Let's bow our head and feel the presence of the Lord. Heavenly Father and your beloved Son, Jesus Christ, we thank you for giving us another life. We thank you for another beautiful morning. As we go on through our lessons today, may you make us instruments to do good things. Please enlighten our minds. Give us the strength to participate in our subject today. Thank you for this opportunity to learn and serve others, and help us to always remember the truth of your glory. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Okay, thank you, Miss Izzy. And now, let me check the attendance first. You are six here in the class, and I think three of your classmates are not here. Miss Denise, Miss Jennifer, and Miss Eileen. So now, let me present our my PowerPoint presentation first. Okay, good. Can you see the presentation?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now let's begin. Our today's topic is formulating a statement of opinion or assertion. And there are subtopics under this. So I would say that it's hard to process all the topics that we are going to tackle, but I will do my best shot to figure it out and to discuss it to you well. So next, so the lesson objectives here. At the end of this lesson, the students are expected to formulate sentences that depict opinion and assertion. 2. Recognize the difference between opinions and facts. 3. Associate words and expression that affirm or negate. And number 4. Apply the techniques and patterns in building an argumentative claim. And before we begin to the main topic, let me give you two-part free test so you will have an idea for today's discussion. But don't worry, your scores will not be recorded since it's free test only. So do I make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let me read the instruction. Read and analyze the sentences below and identify whether it is true if it's stating the facts or false if it's not proven at all. Write your answer in the space provided. So number one, until a full market authorization is issued by the Philippine FDA, any COVID-19 vaccine should not be sold to the public. So what do you think is the answer? Can you volunteer? Yes, Miss Izzy.
I think, sir, the answer is true.
Okay, let us see. Correct, that is true. Number two, Johnny said your mother will get sick because she works at the hospital. Let me call Miss Badette.
Sir, I think it's false po.
Let's see if false. Let's see if it's false. Yes, number two, that is correct. Johnny said your mother will get sick because she works at the hospital, and it is false. Number three, based on Governor Fernando, the province of Bulacan will still be under the Modified Enhanced Community Quarantine or MECQ until the 14th of May 2021. So, what do you think is the answer? Let me call Mr. James for this.
Sir, I think it's true po.
Okay, let's see. Number three is true. Okay, that's correct. Number four, Bulacan is noted as the land of heroes, beautiful women, and progressive cooperatives, small and medium scale industries. So, what do you think is the answer in number four? Let me call Miss Kisha.
Good morning, sir. I think the answer po is true.
Okay, let's see. Number four, it's true. That's correct. And last, number five, the first republic ever recorded here in the Philippines is held in Bulacan, Bulacan. So let me call Miss Pat for this.
Sir, I believe it's false po.
Okay, so let's see. Okay, number five is false. That's correct. So now let's move on to the next part or the last part. It's part two. So let me read the instruction. Fill in the blanks with the correct answer. Choose the correct words in the blanks. So the choices are adverbs of affirmation, adverbs of negation, argumentative, assertion, craft your argument, collect evidences, consider the situation, confirm your main point, evidences, opinion, observation, and truth. Okay, so in this part two of our pretest, it's a quite critical because some of the choices are not familiar to you, isn't it? So, or maybe other terms are well known. Let's see and answer the last part before you start thinking about that. So, number one, blank is statements that can be proven true or false. So, may I call Miss Anna Lu for this? So, what do you think is the answer?
Good morning, sir. I think
Yes, good
the
morning.
answer is facts, but it is not included in the, I think, truth, sir.
Oh, sorry. Okay, let's see.
Okay, sir. I'm correct.
Oh, number one is correct.
Okay,
Facts
sir. Thank you po.
are statements. This is a typographical error, sorry. So facts and truths are the same. So don't worry about that. Facts are, so this is are, sorry for the typographical error, statements that can be proven true or false. Thank you, Miss Analu, for that. And number two, fact can be proven by presenting blank to support a claim. So let me call Miss Pat for this. Okay, you're raising your hand. So what do you think is the answer?
Facts can be proven by presenting evidences to support a claim.
Okay, so let's see. That's true. Fact can be proven by presenting evidences to support a claim. The number three, thank you, Miss Pat. A statement that is partially true and partially false is referred to as an what? So let me call Miss Izzy for this.
Yes, sir. I'm not sure po, but based on the definition, I think, sir, it is assertion.
Okay, so let's see. That's correct. A statement that is partially true and partially false is referred to as an assertion. Thank you, Ms. Izzy. And number four, blank can also be formed from the judgment of a person. It is also based on the emotions and thoughts of the reader or the speaker. So let me call any volunteer. Yeah, Sir James. What do you think is the
Sir,
answer?
I think it's opinion.
Okay, let's see if Sir James is correct. That's correct. Opinion can also be formed from the judgment of a person. It is also based on the emotions and thoughts of the reader or the speaker. Now let's proceed to number five. These adverbs are called blank because they show about a level of certainty of the verbs. So what do you think is the answer? Any volunteer again? Yes, Miss Analu. Miss Analu again. What do you think is the
Sir,
answer?
I think the answer is adverbs of affirmation.
Adverbs of affirmation. Let's see if you are correct. Yes, Miss Analu is correct. These adverbs are called adverbs of affirmation because they show about a level of certainty of the verbs. Number six, sorry. These adverbs are called blank. It shows that the speaker does not believe that the statement has any chance to become true or real. So let me call Miss Badet here. Number six.
These adverbs are adverbs of negation po, I think, sir.
Okay, let's see. Correct. So these adverbs are called adverbs of negation. So number seven, this view of building an argumentative claim means that you need to think of all the aspects of the communication situation. What is the subject and purpose of your message? What medium will you use? Who is the receiver? What is the context? So number seven, let me call Mr. James again.
Sir, I think it's consider the situation.
Okay, let's see if Sir James is correct. Number seven, yes, that is correct. Consider the situation. Number eight, this view of building an argumentative claim means that you need to research the issue in depth using primary, secondary, and tertiary sources. Investigate to make sure your claim holds up and change it if it doesn't. Gather a variety of key evidence to support your claim. Number eight, let me call Miss Kisha for this.
Okay, sir. I think the answer is collect evidences.
Okay, let's see. Number eight is correct. Collect evidences. And last two, number nine. This view of building an argumentative claim means that you need to use your claim statement and the evidence you have gathered to argue persuasively for your position. Appeal to the needs of your reader and answer any key objections. So, what do you think is the answer in this? So, let me call Miss Pat for this.
I think it's craft your argument, sir.
Let's see. Number nine, craft your argument. That is correct. And last but not the least, this view of building an argumentative claim means that you need to wrap up your argument by stating your claim in a new way, connecting it to real life and to the future. So let me call, okay, volunteer. Maria Bernadette M. Kalilap.
Sir, confirm your main point po.
Okay, so last part, let's see. Okay, number 10 is correct. Confirm your main point. And now, I see that you are all familiar with the words and meanings. Maybe, I think you are excellent enough, so let's call it a day. So, just kidding. You might wonder what is the purpose of these terms in today's discussion. And now, we will see and proceed. So, our lesson proper is formulating a statement of opinion or assertion. And after answering pre-test, and this is what we are doing next. You will do your part first as contribution in our class meeting. So I will call some students to answer my questions as we proceed to the discussion, to the main discussion rather. So may I call Miss Eileen? Oh, so Miss Eileen is not here. So any volunteer? Any volunteer for this? Okay, Miss Izzy, what do you mean by opinion? In your own words or in your own perception, what do you mean by opinion, rather?
Sir, an opinion is a judgment or a statement that is not conclusive, um, compared to facts which are true statements.
Okay, so that's a great response. Thank you, Miss Izzy. So I will call another one. How about you, Miss Analu? So what comes in your mind when you hear the word opinion?
Um, Whenever I hear the word opinion, sir, it is a view or judgment or appraisal formed in the mind about a particular matter.
Okay, thank you, Miss Analu. That's a great response too. So thank you for that. Thank you both for that. So let me define the opinion. Opinion is something about your own judgment or the way you think about something. So meaning the opinion is a belief, impression, judgment, or prevailing view held by a person. So I will give examples for that. So for you to better understand it. Example, purple is the best color. So do you think that my example is debatable? What do you think? Do you think that my example is debatable? So that is no. That is no. Because it's just only my opinion. I have no reference. I didn't research that to tell you that it's a fact. I have no source. So the example, what's my mind thinking about something. So the bottom line here is it is not stating the fact. Okay? So that is the opinion. Do I make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So let's proceed to the next. So here is some examples. The cake tastes delicious. She looks sad. My history teacher hates me. The TV shows in ABS-CBN are more entertaining than the shows of other channels. And number five, that was a good movie. So before we proceed to that, can you give me another example of opinion? Volunteer. Who's that? Okay, Miss Analu again.
Um, London is the best city in the world.
Okay, London is the best city in the world. That's correct. So that is opinion only. Thank you, Miss Analu. So another example. Um, may I call Miss Izzy again for this? Okay.
Yes, sir. Liza Soberano is more beautiful than Janela Salvador.
Okay, Liza Soberano is more beautiful than Janela Salvador. So that is also correct. We don't have basis about that. We are not conducted a survey to prove that Liza is more beautiful than Janela, right? So that is Izzy's opinion only. And let's go back to the examples. So, see, you will find easily if the sentence is opinion or not. Like in this example number one, really, the cake tastes delicious. Can I taste it really? So just kidding. You can reply in that way because you are informed that the number one example is an opinion of a person, right? So maybe he or she wanted to share to his or her friends that the birthday cake is delicious and someone will respond, share mo lang. So that's the opinion. So look at the number two. She looks sad. You can investigate the person who told about it like this way. Oh, really? How did you know? Where's your resources or references? No, no. So that's the point, no? The example number four said, the TV shows in ABS-CBN are more entertaining than the shows of other channels. So if you are able to do a research about the population of audience or rating of ABS-CBN and the other channels, that will be considered as fact, not opinion. But this time, the TV shows in ABS-CBN are more entertaining than the shows of other channels. That is your opinion only, no? So, considered as fact if you are able to do a research like what I have said earlier about the population of audience or rating of ABS-CBN to the other channels because you have sources from the internet. But if you are complementing something, that is still an opinion. So that's it. Do I make myself clear? Are you following?
Yes, sir.
Yes
Okay.
po.
Okay. Thank you so much for responding. So next, okay. So We are done defining the opinion, and I gave you some examples of it to better understand it well. So now I will ask two students again to answer my question. So, what is your perception about assertion? So, can you share yours, Mr. James?
Sir, assertion is a confident and forceful statement of fact or belief.
Okay, so thank you, Mr. James. That is how you define the word assertion. And last, let me call one student. How about you, Miss Pat?
I think, sir, assertion is a positive statement or perhaps a declaration because it is often without a support or a reason.
That is good. Thank you. Thank you, Miss Pat. That is also both correct. So let me define you the assertion. So, assertion is something declaring facts or certainty, meaning an assertion is an emphatic declaration by speaker or writer. So, additionally, it's not necessarily factually correct. So, but the person making the assertion forcefully states their belief as if it were true. So, did you get the point? So, I will give some examples for you to understand it well. So, this is the example. I would like to finish this email before we have our conversation. So, in this example, this is a straightforward statement that expresses a belief, feeling, opinion, or preference. You have preference because the statement tells us that you are informed that maybe or sooner or later you will be having a conversation, so you have to finish the email first. At least you have your stand, you have reference. It's not an opinion only. In opinion, you have no reference, you have no sources, you have no stand. Just your opinion only, just your thoughts only. But in this assertion, you have your stand, you have a preference. Maybe it's not an opinion only. Okay, so let me give you another examples. Number one, excuse me, I'd like to finish what I'm saying. Number two, I'm glad you came back to see me. Number three, I really want to finish before you begin to speak. So those or these examples are expressing that you have stands about it. You have feeling and beliefs. So that is what you call assertion. Also, I just want to add that I would, I like, I want are the words commonly used in assertion. So take note of that. Huh? Are you following?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if that's the case, we will moving on to the next subtopic. Okay, we are done defining the opinion and assertion. Now we are going to differentiate the opinion and assertion. So difference between opinion and assertion. Before anything else, we'll read this paragraph. The number of coronavirus disease or the COVID-19 cases in Bulacan province has swelled to 26,540 as of Sunday, May 2. Local health data showed at least 123 new infections were recorded on the same day. The province remains on a modified enhanced community quarantine until May 14. The second most stringent quarantine classification in the country. Bulacan and the provinces of Laguna, Rizal, and Cavite are included in the so-called NCR or National Capital Region, plus Babol, where an alarming rise in infections had been recorded in the past weeks. So far, Bulacan has lagged 646 deaths since the pandemic began last year. Excuse me. So let's take a look at these statements. These statements came from that paragraph. Okay, so let's read. I think the article about COVID-19 makes us all more scared. And number two, Bulacan is still under modified enhanced community quarantine until May 14, 2021. So let me ask some students. What do you notice about these statements? Let me call Miss Keisha about this.
Okay, sir. I think, sir, that the number one is an opinion and the number two is an assertion.
Okay, thank you. So that is exactly correct. Thank you, Miss Keisha. The statement one, the statement one is an opinion. So it is subjective and not defined in the paragraph above. Also, it cannot be proved. Additionally, the signal term I implies that this is an opinion. Okay? So, and on the other hand, the statement 2 is an assertion. Since it is mentioned in the article, but it reflects what the article is proving. So, as a result, the argument is partially valid and partially false. It's not totally fact. Okay, so to better understand what um, the difference between the opinion and assertion. So let me read this. Opinion can also be formed from the judgment of a person. It is also based on the emotions and thoughts of the reader or the speaker. It is not necessary from the fact or knowledge of something or someone. And the assertion is partially true and partially false. So it is not totally fact. It is also a confident and forceful statements of facts or beliefs. Although a statement is identical to an opinion, that is someone's belief, it can be proved to be true or false. It is a statement of a person's opinion that can be established as true or false. So I hope you understand the difference between opinion and assertion. So now, um, let's move on to these steps on how to create and give opinions. So can you read number one? So volunteer. Who wants to read number one? Who wants to read? Okay, Miss Analu. Only the number one.
Ste- Steps on how to create and give opinions. Number one, before giving your opinion, make sure that you know exactly what is being asked of you. You should learn more about the issue.
Okay, thank you, Miss Analu. So in this number one, for example, you watch a movie with your acquaintances and you will be asked one of your friends to your opinion about the movie. So before expressing your thoughts, make sure that you fully understand the story and the content of the movie. So you are ready to express your opinion that your friend asking for. So that's exactly the number one. So number two, can you read the number two? Yes, Miss Kisha.
Before you write something, take a step back and think through exactly what you're going to express. Consider your tone and make sure of your choice of words.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Kija. So number two, aside from being knowledgeable of the topic that you are giving an opinion to, make sure that the deliberation of your voice and tone are matched to your opinion. Because not all the people you are facing are not patient, right? So if they misinterpret your words, especially the tone of how you express your opinion, it leads to misinterpretation or misunderstanding. So be careful with that, okay? So number three, who wants to read number three? Yes, Miss Izzy. Proceed.
Number 3, provide as many relevant specific as possible when you give an opinion to ensure that people fully understand your point.
Okay, in this number three, like for example, you are giving a task to make an opinion paper about your likes and dislikes, and you wrote about your crush na deads ka. So your readers or audience won't understand your paper because it's not relevant, right? So the paper that you are tasked to write is your likes and dislikes in your life, but you wrote about your crush, right? So that is not relevant. So that's the simple definition of number three. That is what expressing for. So there's no relevance between the topic and your opinion. So that is another one. And last, number four. Who wants to read that? Yes, Miss Pat.
Number 4, use I and my statements.
So that's the simple. Use I and my statements to create and give opinions. So that's it. Next, we are going to move on steps in expressing assertion. So who wants to read number 1? Yes, Mr. James.
Number 1, be knowledgeable. Before you start writing or speaking, make sure that your facts are straight. Do some research and collect important information about the topic.
Okay, thank you, Miss James. Number 1, you need to have your stands or facts at least to support your thoughts. So that's the definition, or that's the meaning. You need to have your stands or facts at least to support your thoughts. So that's it. Number 2, can you read this, Miss Bernadette?
Back it up. Your assertion needs to be consistent all throughout.
Yes, thank you, Miss Bernadette. Number 2, you don't have to change the topic once you prove your statement. Your first statement is totally good with preference. You need to be consistent with your stance. So that's the number 2. Number 3, can you read this, Miss Izzy?
Number 3, be clear and concise.
Number 3, that is relevant to number 2. Consistency is a must. Since each assertion let you take a stand on your topic, it's very important that you keep things clear and concise. And number 4, you always need to present your evidence when claiming an assertion. So that's the simple. And now we are done discussing the difference between assertion and opinion, and now we will proceed to the next slide rather, which is recognizing the difference between opinions and facts. So just breathe, breathe, and breathe, okay? So earlier, we have already known what opinion is. I gave some examples to better understand it, and you give some also. We differentiate it with assertion. This time, we will focus on how opinions and facts differ from each other. Opinions and facts this time. And I want you to share your thoughts or knowledge about the word facts. So there's a comment box here in Google Meet, and I want you to maximize it by sending or delivering your answers or ideas about the word facts. So when you hear the word facts, what comes in your mind first? I don't want a long answer or sentence. Few words are much better than describing facts. So I will give you 2 minutes for that. Remember that this participation is recorded. Okay. So just comment in the comment box your answer. So I will read this. Okay, Miss Bernadette said that facts or fact is something that has occurred or has been proven correct. Okay. Miss Keisha said that fact is something that is true. Okay, what else? How about the others? Miss Patricia said that the facts are something that truly exists or happens. Miss Anna Lu said that the fact are is a thing that can be shown to be real or true. Okay. And Miss Izzy said that the fact is something that has actual existence. And Mr. James said that the fact is a true piece of information. Okay, I think that you are all participated. Okay, the time is done. Thank you for responding, everyone. And I read all your ideas about the facts, and let's see if your thoughts are really defined what facts is. Okay, next slide. Let me define you the facts. Facts are statements that can be proven true or false. These statements can be verified objectively by authority, books, researches, reputable journals, as well as other resources that are available online that are reliable enough to support the given statement or text. So always remember that fact can be proven by presenting evidence to support a claim. So not all the facts can be proven true because as long as you don't have an evidences or reference, it would be proven as false. So that is the fact. So let's take a look at these examples. Number one, COVID 19 declared as a global pandemic by the World Health Organization or the WHO. Number two, in a recent survey conducted by well-known international travel magazine Travel Plus Leisure, the island of Palawan recognized as the best island in the world. So, by looking at example one, we can easily identify that the statement is a fact because uses a reputable sources, which is WHO, in supporting its claim that COVID-19 is a global pandemic. Sorry. And in example number two, we can say that it is a fact also because the title that was given to the island of Palawan came from one of the famous travel magazines around the world, which is the Travel Plus Leisure. Okay, again, opinion can neither be true nor false. This is about what the person's trying to express. It could be his or her feelings, attitudes, beliefs, and perceptions about something. It is the view of a person on a specific topic or issue. In addition, opinion is something that can be proven, but it doesn't mean that it's wrong. It is not necessarily wrong, but it's not a provable fact. So here are the examples of opinions. I believe that Mateo will be crowned as Miss Universe 2021. Number two, for me, 2021 is the worst year ever. So as we look at these two examples, we can easily say that these two are opinions. By using the pronoun I in example number one, so take a look at that, we can easily identify that this statement is an opinion. I believe that Rabia Mateo will be crowned as Miss Universe 2021. I think that Rabia Mateo will be crowned as Miss Universe 2021. So by using pronoun I in example one, we can easily identify that this statement number one is an opinion. So this is an example of expressing someone's guess. Okay, so that is a example of guessing something. So number one. In example number two, the speaker is trying to express a strong emotion and also his or her own perception about this year. So this can be labeled as an opinion because this is an individual view and thought about something. For me, for me, 2021 is the worst year ever. So that is opinion because you have no evidences or you have no preferences that this year is the worst year ever, right? So do I make myself clear? Are you following? Are you still
Yes,
following?
sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Are you still alive?
Yes, sir.
Charot. Okay, thank you. Thank you for responding. So now, just breathe, breathe, and breathe because we will proceed to our last discussion. Yes, last discussion, and I hope you are still following. Okay, associating words and expressions that affirm or negate. So, having in mind the knowledge to formulate sentences that represent an opinion or an assertion, also the difference between opinions and facts and opinions and assertion. So, being aware of how to respond to such statements would be beneficial to affirm our stand or reject statements that do not agree to your beliefs or simply of what you know. That being said, let us discuss the adverbs of affirmation and negation. But before that, let's take a look at these examples. Number one, Mrs. Fernandez is certainly going through a hard time. So take note of the underlined words class ha. Number two, The weather forecast reporter said today that there will be no visibility during the rain. Number three, parents should never agree to illogical demands of their children. Number four, since the rain has already stopped, the kids will definitely go out to play outside. And number five, the instruction of the activity is clearly stated on the reading material. So let's proceed. So the sample sentences above show the general idea of adverbs of affirmation or negation. So to make things clear, let us move to the lesson proper. So adverbs of affirmation. These adverbs are called adverbs of affirmation because they show a level of certainty of the adverbs, of the verbs rather. Moreover, these adverbs show that a speaker is affirmed that something they say will happen the way they say it will. So just like the other adverbs, adverbs of affirmation and negation add more information and describe a verb in more detail. So consider this sentence. I will definitely do that. So the word definitely affirms the listener that the speaker is going to do the task which is being talked about. So I will definitely do that. So definitely, therefore, is an adverb of affirmation. Okay, so to better understand it, let me give you some examples. So this is the examples of adverbs of affirmation. Absolutely, affirmatively, assertedly, avowedly, clearly, truly, definitely, doubtlessly rather, exactly, all right, obviously, positively, really, sure, surely, undoubtedly, yes, certainly, by all means, verily, indeed, verily, and etc. So that's the adverbs of affirmation. I hope you are still following because there's an adverbs of negation to discuss. Here are some example sentences with with adverbs of affirmation. Number one, they are definitely going to win. I'm certain of it. So I placed a $1,000 bet. Number two, we certainly don't steal from our customers. It must have been a computer error. Number three, given the circumstances, I surely won't allow you to go out. Number four, it's truly a staggering innovation that will change the world. And last, number five, we are obviously going to make a lot of money with this investment. So that's the example of adverbs of affirmation, no? So take a look at these underlying words. Definitely, certainly, surely, truly, obviously. So that's the adverbs of affirmation. When you see that words or the term that those terms, so that is the adverbs of affirmation. So now, what's on your mind? It's your turn to share what's on your mind. So can you give an example sentence with adverbs of affirmation? So let's try it. I will call four students to participate. So first, may I call Miss Izzy?
Yes, sir. The moon is very clearly visible from the terrace of my house.
Okay, so that is correct. And what do you think is the adverbs of affirmation in Izzy's sentence? Hmm. Any volunteer? Okay, Miss Annalou.
I think the word clearly, sir.
Yes, that is correct. Clearly. So that is part of adverb of affirmation. So last one. Give another sentence, and I will call another one student to find adverbs of affirmation in this sentence. So Miss Bernadette. Okay.
Hmm, with the kind of dedication he has, he will surely be rewarded at work.
Thank you. That is a good example. So volunteer. So what do you think? So determine the adverbs of affirmation used in Bernadette's sentence. Yes, Miss Kisha,
Sir, it's the word surely po.
the word surely. Yes, that's correct. Thank you for participating. You are both correct. So it seems that you really understand what adverb of affirmation is and how we are going to use it in a sentence. So let's now proceed to the next slide. So adverbs of negation. So take note that the um, comes from the word negate, so negative or negation, adverbs of negation, negative. So these adverbs are the opposite one. It shows that the speaker does not believe that the statement has any chance to become true or real. It shows that the action is certain to fail or go directly the opposite to what the speaker expects. So consider this sentence: I will never do that. So the word never negates the sentence by saying that the speaker is not going to do particular task. Never, the word never, therefore, is an adverb of negation. So like what I have said, adverb of negation is something to do with negative doings or negative words. In addition, a negation is a refusal or denial of something. So to make the meaning simple, all right? So a negation is a refusal or denial something. So if your friend thinks you owe him 5,000 and you say that you don't, your statement is a negation, right? If your friend thinks you owe him or give him 5,000 and you say that you don't like. So your statement is a negation. So the opposite of something actual or positive. So if the adverbs of affirmation is a positive, the adverbs of negation is negative. So that's the simple. So here are examples of negation. Nothing, nowhere, not at all, contradictorily, almost, invalidly, never, no, not, or words ending "enthy," such as haven't, rarely, scarcely, and etc. Next, so here are some sample sentences with adverbs of negation. Let me read. Number one, teachers should never agree to the illogical demands of the students. Number two, she has never been to Las Vegas, so I'm certain she hasn't gotten married behind his back. Number three, spoiled kids are rarely seen to be successful. Number four, there was no visibility during the rains. And number five, on all my visits to the forest, I rarely spotted a tiger. Okay, so I hope you are still following. Next.
Yes, sir.
So, and to end our discussion today, yes, this is the last topic for today. Like in adverbs of affirmation, you are going to give an example of adverbs of negation this time. So then I will call another one student to determine what adverbs of negation used in the sentence. So do I make sense? Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so this time, may I call Mr. James for this?
After the principal's resignation, the students can hardly be controlled.
Okay, so that's correct. That's correct. Mr. James, thank you. Miss Analu, are you there? Can you
Yes, sir.
determine what adverbs of negation used in James' sentence?
The adverb of negation used in James's sentence, I think, is the word hardly, sir.
The word hardly. So that's also correct. The word hardly is an adverb of negation. So thank you both for responding. And last one pair, Miss Pat. Let me call Miss Pat. Can you give an example sentence of adverb of
Um,
negation?
the generator I have is scarcely ever used.
That's correct. And what adverbs of negation used in Pat's sentence? So, any volunteer? Any volunteer? So, what adverbs of negation used in Pat's sentence? Yes, Miss Analu, again.
The word scarcely, sir.
Yes, the word scarcely. That is correct. So, thank you. And now we are about to end the discussion. I hope you have learned more in today's discussion. But to test your knowledge about the topics discussed today, let's have an exercise or activities. So this will be recorded, and once you know the answer, kindly click the raise hand button, or you may unmute your mic and make a signal that you want to answer. So clear?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
let's start the collaboration. So let's collaborate. Exercise one. So let me read you, excuse me. Let me read you the instruction first. Choose whether the sentence is fact or opinion. So you will determine if the sentence is fact or opinion only. So number one, Christmas is the best holiday of the year. So what do you think is the answer? Can you raise your hand and unmute your mic and say your answer? Miss Izzy. Okay.
That is an example of opinion, sir.
Opinion. So let's see. Yes, Miss Izzy is correct. This is an opinion. Number two, sharks are scary ocean animals. So what do you think is the answer? Can you raise your hand? Yes, Miss Bernadette.
Fact, sir.
Let us see. That is correct. The number two is fact. Number three, baseball is the best game ever played. So can you raise your hand? Yes, Miss Keisha.
That is an opinion, sir.
Okay, let's see if Keisha is correct. Opinion, that is correct. Number four, basketball is the best sport ever. Yes, Miss Izzy.
I'm certain that that is an example of opinion, sir.
Okay, let's see. Okay, Miss Izzy is correct. That is opinion. That is an opinion, rather. So number five, the talent show will begin at 8 p.m. So what do you think is this? Yes, Mr. James.
Sir, it's a fact.
So let us see. That is a fact. Correct. Number six, a giant tortoise can live to be 150 years old. So what do you think is this number six? Volunteer? Miss Bernadette. Okay,
It's a fact, sir.
so let's see. Yes, that is a fact. Correct. Number seven, Valentine's Day is in February. Yes, Miss Annalou.
Fact, sir.
Let us see if it's fact. Yes, it is fact. Thank you, Miss Annalou. Number eight, High School Musical is the best. So what do you think? Yes, Miss Izzy.
Opinion, sir.
Let's see if this opinion. Yes, this is an opinion. Number nine, we all live on Earth. So what do you think is this? Miss Analu.
Fact, sir.
Yes, that is correct. Number nine is a fact. And number 10, Shaggy played for the Miami Heat. What do you think is this? Yes, Miss Keisha.
Fact, sir.
Yes, that is correct. This is a fact. So thank you for participating in this part one. So now let's proceed to the exercise two and the last exercise. So here's the instruction. Complete the below sentences by choosing the right answers. Tell whether it is adverbs of affirmation or negation. Number one, it was Blank, an act of courage that saved the lives of millions. A, not at all. B, not. C, never. D, definitely. So in this part, you will tell me if the answer is letter A, B, C, or D, and tell me also if the your chosen answer is affirmation or negation. Okay, so let me call some volunteers. Okay, Mr. James, what do you think is the answer?
Sir, it's letter D and the type is affirmation.
Okay, so it was definitely an act of courage that saved the lives of animals. It is affirmation, so that is correct. That is, Sir James is correct. So number two, my friend blank has a bike, so we go together. A doesn't, B certainly, C definitely, D also. Yes, Miss Izzy.
My friend doesn't has a bike, so we go together. Letter A, sir, and it is an example of negation, sir.
Okay, so let me read. My friend, your answer is doesn't has a bike. So we go together. My friend doesn't has a bike, so we go together. That is correct. And it is negation. Number three. Water is so blank found in some parts of Rajasthan that you have to walk for miles to get it. So what do you think is the answer in this? Who's that? Yes, Miss Kisha.
I think, sir, it's letter B and it's negation po.
So your answer is scarcely the negation. Water is so scarcely found in some parts of Rajasthan that you had to walk for miles to get it. And it is negation. So that is correct. Scarcely and negation. So number four, Mahatma Gandhi is blank the most revered freedom fighter of Indian freedom struggle. A rarely, B certainly, C almost, D never. So what do you think is the answer here? Yes, Miss Analu.
The answer, sir, is letter B, certainly, and its type is affirmation.
Okay, so let's see. Mahatma Gandhi is certainly the most revered freedom fighter of Indian freedom struggle. So that is correct. So certainly is adverbs of affirmation. So correct. And last but not the least, number five, the price of the asset was blank declared by the bidding agency. Yes, Miss Bernadette.
It's letter A po. Certainly, it is an adverb of affirmation.
Okay, so let me see. The price of the asset was assertedly declared by the bidding agency. So that is correct. So it is an adverb of affirmation. So thank you for listening and participating. And now we are done into our today's discussion. I really hope that you have learned all our topics and subtopics today. And I hope you have learned more something today and you followed everything in this lesson. So do you have any clarifications or questions regarding with our topic?
Answer.
So if
Everything's
Answer.
clear, sir.
Okay, so if none, thank you for listening and participating. Let's call it a day. Have a good rest and keep safe and bye. See you next class.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
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 Bye.
Bye.